Welcome to my channel. My name's Kara and today I'm on the floor in my living room talking to you about my debt. So I'll be giving you all the details about all the different kinds of debt that I currently have. I'm going to be completely transparent. Let's just get right into it. So I've decided to structure this from least amount owed to most amount owed. With that, we are starting with my credit card. So I do use credit cards to pay for everything, but I pay those off every month. However, I knew I needed to get a new credit card with 0% interest when I found out that I had to make a deposit on my wedding venue. I applied for and received an American Express credit card in August of 2020. Like I mentioned, we used that to pay the deposit on our wedding venue. We were going to get married at this venue in October of 2020, but with everything going on, we ended up postponing until this year on the same day, and we ended up eloping on that same day in October of 2020. Because we couldn't get out of that wedding contract, we will now have a vow renewal on the same day, 1 year after we got married, and hopefully our whole family will be able to be there with us. Now that I've just told you my life story, I'll tell you about the other expenses that I have on that credit card. So I have 4 cats, and one of them actually had to have her fang removed, and it was devastating for me, but she's fine, she's doing great, and so we put that surgery on this credit card. We've also had other vet visits since then that have been on this credit card as well. Additionally, we thought that since we put all of these improvements into our home, we could refinance it for a better rate since, you know, the rates dropped and everything this past year. So we went ahead and contacted a lender. They sent out an appraiser, and that cost us over $600 or $700 or something ridiculous just to find out that our house didn't appraise for what we thought it would appraise for. So we didn't end up refinancing because we thought there was just no point. It's just a whole thing, so I can talk about that in a different video, but the silver lining to that is we were able to get our PMI taken off our loan, which was another whole thing, but it's been figured out now and we are not paying PMI. Finally, we treated ourselves to a Dyson vacuum on Black Friday. It was probably one of the best investments we've ever made because with 4 cats, you know, there's just cat hair everywhere, and this thing picks up everything. We have the Dyson Animal, definitely recommend if you've got pets. So those are all the things that we put on this card. Just an overview. I got this card in August of 2020. The 0% APR ends in July of this year, so I am definitely going to pay off that balance before then. I don't know how much the total balance was, but as of today, March 4th, I owe $2,000. I've kind of self-imposed a minimum payment for this card. I'll be paying $500 a month until this card has been fully paid off in July. Up next is our mattress. I feel absurd saying that I have a loan on a mattress, but you know, it's also 0% APR, so we thought may as well. I've explained this in a previous video, but when we moved here to Phoenix, we were sleeping on an air mattress for 3 months, and finally we were just like, you know, no, we need a mattress. I don't know why we picked the purple mattress, but we did, and here we are, paying on it for 4 years. Now, this wasn't just the mattress, it was also including an adjustable bed frame, and the full amount we'll be paying for this is $4,332.43. We've had this loan since September of 2019. Forgot to mention, we are not paying down that mattress loan early because it's 0% APR, so there's literally no reason to pay it down. And that's really all I have to say about that. Number 3, we have my husband's car. Luckily, my car has been paid off since 2016. I don't even use it. I'm considering getting rid of it, but we will see. It's another story altogether. But my husband's car is a hybrid. It's a 2017. He bought it brand new in April of 2018. And you guys, he got a 6.5-year loan. The interest rate is 4.75%. Now, the total amount of the loan was $27,943. This includes being upside down on his lease that he traded in. Now, he's had this loan for almost 3 years, and the balance is now $7,385.27. So we've paid it down more than $20,000 over the last 3 years. So we're hoping to pay this car off within the next few months, and when we do, we will take you along with us when we make the final payment. This is so exciting for me. I know I don't look like it, but I'm very excited. Okay, our next loan is for our solar panels. Before we even bought a home in Phoenix, we knew that we wanted solar panels. We live in what's known as the Valley of the Sun, so it just seemed fitting. Unfortunately, we had to get a loan through the solar panel company, so it was a set interest rate. I'm sure if you've looked into solar panels, you've heard about the tax credit that you can get. The loan company does some weird thing where they rebalance your loan after 1.5 years. They expect you to use that credit that you get toward the loan, otherwise your monthly payment will increase. So we are planning to do that, but let me give you some details here. We started this loan in March 2020. The original amount was $24,099.90. This is a 10-year loan with 3.99% interest. Our minimum payment is $187.90. Our solar panels have been paid down to $21,478.09. And like I said, in August we'll be paying down that balance to around $16,000. It seems like quite a bit to me, and I'd like to pay this down quickly, but overall I feel that solar panels really are worth the money because especially the kind that we have, they're supposed to last at least 25 years. Personally, I don't plan to stay in this house that long, but you just never know. Unfortunately, where I live, I do still have an electricity bill. However, once the solar panel loan is gone, I will only have that very small energy bill. Here in Phoenix, it could cost hundreds of dollars a month in electricity, which is just absurd. I pay roughly $50 a month, which is awesome. And I have a pool, so you can't really beat that. Alright, our loan with the 5th lowest balance is our student loan. Honestly, this is my husband's student loan. I didn't have any, luckily. I was able to get quite a bit financial aid, and my mom was able to help me with the sale of her home. I wouldn't be where I am today without her. But let's get into the student loan details. Now this is quite different than most of the people you're probably hearing talking about their student loans on YouTube. This is a private loan, so it is not deferred. We're still paying interest every single month and making those regular payments every single month. So my husband started paying on student loans in March 2016. The total amount was over $68,000, and this did include Fed loans. We paid off those Fed loans in 2019. The loan that we're paying down now started out at about $42,000. It actually started out as 2 private student loans with a variable interest rate of 8.75%. Now that wasn't even the worst that it got. The interest rate actually got up to 11.25%. And remember, this was $42,000. So I said, what are we doing? Enough is enough. We need to refinance. And my husband was able to refinance and get a slightly better interest rate. He got a fixed interest rate of about 6.5%. But as I watched interest rates continue to creep downward, I said, hey, why not refinance again? And so he did at the end of 2018. Now he has a 10-year loan at 5.35%. With auto pay, we can take off 0.25%. So it's at 5.1%, which honestly I think is still pretty high, but at the beginning of this refinance, we owed $35,375.30. We have paid that down to $25,605.86. The minimum payment on this is $369.06. Student loan debt can be crippling, and I'd like to pay this off as quickly as we can. Okay, loan number 6 is our backyard. So when we bought this house, it was brand new. The backyard was literally dirt, and having a pool was always a dream of mine. So we thought, hey, living in the desert, a pool is perfect. We had no idea how much this would cost, and we knew we had to landscape the entire backyard. So we were hoping to do this for under $50,000. Unfortunately, we were not able to do that, but pretty close. And we were able to get a completely custom backyard, exactly how we wanted it. So we have a very modern looking rectangular pool with 3 waterfalls. We've got Mexican travertine. We have palm trees, cacti, tons of stuff. I have a Meyer lemon tree, and we have a putting green. Of course we have a putting green because my husband loves golf. All of this cost us $54,726. Basically, this is a second mortgage. This is a very new loan. It started in September of 20, so yes, our backyard is very new to us. After the pool was finished, we only had about a day or 2 to actually go in it before it got too cold to use, so we're very much looking forward to using it. Anyway, this is a 15-year loan at 6.25%, which sounds like a lot to me, but apparently that was a very, very good interest rate for something like this. Our minimum payment is $469.23. Honestly, I think it was worth every penny because now we have like an extra living space, and it was an investment. Okay, our final loan is the mortgage. Like I said earlier, we bought a brand new house. Our first payment was in November of 19. We purchased the house for $310,990, but we had a 5% down payment, so our original loan amount was $294,965.79. What we currently owe on our mortgage is $286,243.92. This is a 30-year mortgage at 3.375%. This is a very good interest rate, but we thought we could get it even lower, and unfortunately we couldn't, so at least we were able to get the PMI off. Now we live in kind of an up-and-coming area, so this was very cheap for what we have. It's a 5-bedroom, 3-bath house, which sounds enormous, I know, it is, but I'm very glad that we got it because both of us are working from home and we're both able to have an office. I wouldn't say that this house is my dream home by any means, but it's definitely perfect for us right now. Anyway, since we don't have PMI anymore, our new minimum payment is $1,615.34. This does include escrow, which is $309.21, but that's really not very much. That includes taxes and insurance, which is very cheap here. So now that I've explained all of my debt, I will give you the subtotal of all of that, not including the mortgage because that's just separate. So the subtotal debt I owe is $112,392.49. If we weight the interest rate across all of these, it would be 5.198%. And my total monthly minimum payment comes out to $2,031.27. This sounds like so much now that I say it out loud. I've heard people talking about paying off their mortgage early, and I've also heard other people saying don't pay off your mortgage early. They both have very valid points. I haven't decided which one I'd like to do, but basically paying off your mortgage early means that you won't have debt anymore. On the other hand, if you don't pay it off early, you're essentially borrowing money for free because of inflation. So the theory goes, if you take the extra money that you would have put towards your mortgage and invest it, you will be making money on top of money. But I don't know, I'm nowhere near that point, so we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. If we're even still in this house by then, who knows? So including the mortgage, our grand total debt is $398,636.41. The minimum monthly payment that we owe, this includes escrow, is $3,646.61. Every single month I have to pay that no matter what. This is why I want to pay it down quickly. By the way, my weighted interest rate percentage out of all of my debt is 3.889%. So yeah, this seems like quite a bit of debt. I'm slightly concerned, but we have been paying more than minimum on everything since we have acquired these loans. Now I do have some plans on how I want to pay down this debt. I tend to change my mind quite a bit, but let me just give you the gist. So people have talked about different methods of paying off your debt. We have the snowball method of paying down debt, where you pay minimum on everything except for your smallest loan and you just attack it until it's gone. Then you take that money and move it on to the next smallest amount of debt and you attack that until it's gone, and so on and so on. So you're eventually debt free. Another type of debt repayment is known as the avalanche method. I don't like these snow analogies. I moved to the desert for a reason, but okay. The avalanche method is where you take your biggest loan and you pay that one off first. You put everything toward that, and then when that one's gone, it'll be easier to pay off the smaller debts. This method makes more sense to me because I feel like you're saving more money in the long run, but you know, the balances do kind of get you. Paying off the smaller loans first kind of gives you that win in your mind, so I see where they're coming from on both of these. However, I'm kind of doing this my own way. I'm not just looking at the numbers. I'm looking at what type of debt is this? How long have we had it? How long is the loan for? What is the interest rate? I'm looking at everything, the whole picture. For example, the backyard and solar panels are kind of like a mortgage. It's just added on top of my mortgage, so to speak. But the car loan is consumer debt, and the student loans, they can really hold you back. If we decide to sell our house, for instance, we would sell it for enough to pay off the backyard and the solar panel loan if they're not paid off before we sell the house. I feel like I'm not speaking clearly, but I know what I'm saying in my head, so bear with me. Let me tell you the order that I'd like to pay off this debt. As you know, the car loan has been paid down substantially, and I'd like to have that paid off as soon as possible. After that, just naturally the credit card will be paid off because the 0% interest expires in August. Next, I'd like to pay off the student loan because, as I was explaining, the other stuff can just go with the house if we decide to sell. And of course, we have the backyard next because the interest rate is absurd and it's a crazy high amount. After that, we will have the mattress paid off because it will just naturally be paid off with that 0% interest rate. So after the mattress, the solar panels should be paid off, and then the mortgage. And like I said, I don't know if I want to pay the mortgage down that quickly or not. Kind of did a forecast of our finances, and if we really buckle down and stick to this no-buy year and maybe do it for a couple more years, then we should be completely debt-free in about 6.5 years, including the mortgage. Not including the mortgage, we should be debt-free around the middle of 2023. Well, that's a little bit more than 2 years. I think we can pull this no-buy off for 2.5 more years. It's only been 2 full months, but I think for the sake of paying off debt, I think we can do it. Thank you so much for listening to me talk about my debt. I hope you got something out of this video. I plan to talk much more about money. I love talking about money, and I like to give real numbers and be transparent with you. If this is something that you enjoy watching, please like the video. It'll let me know and I will create more like this. And if you want to see more from me, subscribe. Well, that's it for me. I'm gonna go see if my husband's on board with paying this car off tomorrow. And if he's down, expect a video of us paying off that car. Thank you so much for watching, and I can't wait to see you next time. Bye.